side, his thumb over the hammer. "I plan on coming back for you." At the top of the trail, cutthroat Teddy Bonsell eased down behind the hot boulder he'd been lying on. His shirt glistened wet, covered with sweat from the heat of the boulder standing exposed with no shade on its sides or face. He pulled his shirt free from being stuck against his wet chest and fanned it back and forth as if to cool himself. "Man," he said to Jake Cleary, sitting on the ground beside him in the boulder's shade, "if hell's any hotter than that, I pity the devil." "The devil ain't in hell," said Cleary, idly scratching his salt and pepper-colored beard. "He's smart enough he's laying somewhere in a cool stream. Do you see the lawman?" "I saw him. He's headed up," said Cutthroat. "He's riding slow, watching the ground." He gave a thin grin. "Riding right into our laps." Cleary shook his head. "What's he still watching our tracks for? Where else could we be but here?" "Ask him that when he gets up here," said Cutthroat, levering around into his rifle chamber. He looked along a line of rock where the brothers leaned, waiting, watching him, all four tired horses standing on their other side. Cutthroat Teddy raised his arm and swung it back and forth and pointed toward the trail on the far side of the boulder. "No hurry yet," said Cleary, seeing Teddy and the Cundiffs quickly preparing to meet the ranger. "The way I figure he'll leave his horse down there a ways and ease up the rest of the trail on foot." "The way you figure," Cutthroat said flatly. He gathered the front of his shirt and squeezed sweat from it. "Let me tell you something, Jake. I'm the one who laid up there on my belly watching for him. We're going by what I figure. He'll be riding up here any minute. You'd best be ready to tell him hello." "I am ready," Jake Cleary said, jiggling his rifle in the crook of his arm. He spat and wiped his hand across his mouth. "You never seen me when I was unready." Teddy settled a little. "Riding, walking, I don't care how he gets here. I just want the man dead and off our backsides." He raised his hat and wiped sweat from his forehead. "I figured killing Cordy would have been good enough for him, the way these lawmen are," he added in disgust. Cleary just looked at him. "How are they?" he asked. Teddy shrugged, leveled his hat back atop his head. "You know what I mean," he said. "I figured he'd got himself a dead outlaw to show all the folks in Nogales. That's all he cares about." Jake Cleary looked bemused, cocked his head curiously, and gazed coolly at him. "Are you sure you've ever heard of Ranger Sam Burrack?" he said quietly. "Yes, I heard of him," said Cutthroat Teddy. "He killed Junior Lake. A couple of other second-rate saddlebums. So what?" He gave a shrug. "That ain't going to get me all wrought up and worried inside." He gave a lopsided grin. "Come on," he said. "Let's get around this boulder. Be ready for him when he gets up here." His grin widened. "Maybe he'll tell you the story of how he killed Junior Lake and his gang of desperados." "I ain't making him no bigger than he is," Cleary grumbled, following Teddy around the large boulder. "Hell, old man, everybody makes him bigger than he is," said Cutthroat Teddy. "I expect I just ain't as easily impressed as the rest of yous." The two stopped on the other side of the boulder and waited as the Cundiff brothers walked over closer to them. "I never said I was impressed with him," Cleary said in a gruff tone. "I'm just saying what I know. He's a tough nut, and a man ought to keep that in mind before trying to kill him." "Duly noted, Jake," said Teddy with a smug grin. "However tough he is wouldn't have meant spit once Brax found out he killed his brother Cordy." He tapped his forehead proudly. "See, I figure we're doing Brax a favor when we kill this fool." "You mean if we kill him?" Cleary put in grimly. "Don't cast doubt on me, old man," Teddy warned. "I will split your gullet like a Christmas goose." Cleary grumbled under his breath, but he turned away and watched the trail the ranger would be coming up. Teddy turned to the Cundiffs. As the two drew closer, he waved them to a halt. "What the hell are you doing coming over here?" he said in a harsh whisper. "This ain't no church gathering. I need you both spread out, over there, the other side of the trail." Without even stopping, Joe and Willie Cundiff turned a tight circle and walked away toward the other side of the trail. "Damn it," Willie whispered sidelong to his younger brother. "I knew we should have gone on over there in the first place. Now we've made ourselves look like a couple of rubes, him having to tell us where to go." He paused as they walked on, then said, "Makes it